Hey, welcome back. Glad to have you around. This is another episode of the Unframe of Mind show. I'm your host, Daniel Wagner, and today I wanted to talk about one of those things that I bet many of you have experienced from time to time is the Facebook comment section. Yeah. Okay, so I'm in the Facebook comment section the other day, and it's in one of the political groups that I follow. And there was this interaction that I thought was pretty noteworthy. And the fact that I haven't heard back from the gentleman after my last comment tells me, I guess I could assume I win. I don't know what that means exactly in comment section, but I just wanted to kind of run it by you and get your thoughts on it because I think there's something deeper going on here. It's not so much that people are in these discussion groups discussing the topics at hand and making point and counterpoint and actually having reasonable arguments. I know rationable is not a word, but I said it anyway, so get over it. Anyway, so just to give some context here, it really doesn't, for the purposes of this video, really matter what the original post was, but I'm going to go ahead and read it to you anyway because it'll give you a little more context for this particular commenter's reaction. So, the original post was a meme. It says, "Are you in the U.S. military? Then you're a welfare queen. We taxpayers feed, clothe, and house you. We pay for your medical care and your benefits while you chase imaginary WMDs, sing stupid songs, and slam your dicks together. You haven't protected the U.S. from a legitimate threat in over 50 years. How about you get your hand out of our pockets and get a fucking job?" That was entertaining. Now, my initial reaction when I read that was, I don't 100% agree with this guy, but he's not 100% wrong either. There is some merit to this. Now, his approach was kind of, it's a meme. Memes have a tendency to produce some kind of shock value, obviously. So just to protect identities and stuff, because I don't want to call anybody out or anything like that, we'll call the person who tried to make the counterpoint, if that's what you want to call it, we'll call him John. And we'll call the original poster the OP. That just makes it a little easier for us. Okay, so John says, "You're a Class A piece of shit, OP. Don't hate us because you can't be us. Your right to be a moronic jackass is only made possible by folks like me. We not only defend your worthless ass, but when needed, may be those that come to your undeserved aid. You do not rate to talk shit about the military and deserve zero respect. So I dare you and your weak-ass Occupy, Communist, Antifa to try your BS. When you do, it's going to be the vets like me keeping the public safe, slapping the cuffs on you, tasing you, or shooting you if you give the cause to do so." That doesn't sound violent at all. Now, does that sound like a counter argument to you? Or does that sound like a veteran that has an identity that he's associated himself with that feels under attack and is trying to defend that and is lashing out? You be the judge. Let's continue. To be fair, in this comment thread, a whole bunch of people were commenting very similar sentiments, okay? This was not the only guy in the whole place I was picking on. As a matter of fact, it was rare to see anybody trying to actually address the topic at hand. However, I just happened to pick this guy because he just had a way with words that was just so poetic. Anyway, so I responded. I said, "Ad hominem. Please try again, this time with actual arguments." And I provided a link, which there's a fantastic website that I love to go to called yourlogicalfallacyis.com, where it'll walk you through different ways that you can think you're producing an argument, but you're actually producing a fallacy, which is a way you can disprove an argument. So an ad hominem basically just means instead of addressing the argument at hand, you're attacking in this case, the original poster, rather than focusing on the problem at hand. So John goes on to say, "Wow, you think your he was responding to me at this point. So he says, "Wow, you think your nonsensical liberal arts opinion has any relevance to anything real at all. Daniel Wagner, if you were any smarter, you'd qualify as mentally retarded. But even they know you're a fucking idiot. Wow. Dude, I'm touched. Matter of fact, he wasn't even done yet. I hadn't even had a chance to respond. So he goes on, still angry at me, I guess. He says, Daniel Wagner, I knew from your dumbass picture that you are the liberal arts idiot. I thought you were posting BS like this. Everyone take note. Why do idiots like Daniel Wagner hate capitalism, the good, honest folks in the military, and an overall net negative on society is simply because he spent quite a bit of time and likely borrowed money on skills that do not produce a marketable product. I'm just a military vet with a real skill and I'm paid for it. How do you eke a living with this? You don't. Anyway, as you can tell by this photo here, he took a snapshot of my profile, and because my professional skills were listed as philosophy, social commentary, social media marketing, music industry, you get the point. He made assumptions from what I chose to put as my professional skills. Still not an argument. So does anybody care to call out what that fallacy was? Don't worry. I got you. So I responded back. I said, cool. Doubling down on the ad hominems. I seem to remember the libtarbs in the media doing the same thing after they lost the election. You might even be right in your assessment of the original poster, but you're so terrible at critical thought that you can't help but resort to third-grade name calling. The fact that you accused me of hating capitalism tells me everything I need to know about your intellectual status. I'm a fucking ANCAP. In fact, I can already guess that your next move will be to come up with an even more harmful name to call me rather than make a reasoned counter-argument to the OP and his points therein. Now, where have I heard of a group of people who don't have arguments, who escalate to name-calling, who eventually threaten violence if their views are threatened? Oh yeah, the left, drops Mike. Needless to say, I haven't heard from old John ever since I posted that. I'm not exactly one to go in and poke the bull anymore, so there's really no sense. So I'm not going to go back in there and insist on a response. But I guess I wasn't really bringing up this video to show my epic win, if that's even what you call it. That's not even the point. The point is, this is the level of discourse that we are experiencing a lot. Like, it's not just a little bit. This is like a whole bunch of people that I interact with that I don't even bother getting into the intellectual discussion on topics if I see that they're not willing to have or follow some basic rules of debate. You know, if you're going to sit there and call people names and you're going to get angry and you're going to cry about it and you're going to threaten violence and you're going to, threaten to dox me and hurt my family, like, dude, you are way beyond any right to have an intellectual discussion with me or anybody else for that matter. You're just an idiot who has likely been brainwashed into thinking that your way is the only way and your way is the right way, and you have not been taught how to think critically to engage people in actual discussion, how to have a debate without getting pissed off, how to talk to people who might disagree with you, and just, it's okay to disagree. I mean, there's some of my favorite conversations I've ever had engage my brain and made me think about stuff, made me really kind of question where I'm at in the world, how my view of reality maps onto actual objective reality. So keep that in mind when you go into the comments section. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't even bother getting mad about stuff. Just kind of browse around, look how people are interacting versus what they're actually saying. I think you can learn a lot about who you can actually carry on a conversation with versus who is just there to spout their vitriol and use the public domain as a vomiting can. So if you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to smack that subscribe button down below. We are on our way to 200 subscribers at this point, and I cannot wait. I'm super excited. I got a lot of good stuff coming out for you guys in the future, and if production of videos seems to be coming out a little slowly, it's because I'm actually working behind the scenes on some other projects in the meantime. So Catch you next time.